Okay, the top of the conversation is this. The topic is this. Time, the division of time into strands, and the truncating of such things. So the way you do this involves computers, it involves electricity, it involves people who can travel the world regularly in person and also have friends and family who treat them as such in person all over the world. Also the ability to implant thoughts, false memories, and ethereal or supernatural dreams amongst people, but they plant different memories and dreams among friends, good friends, to split them. A case in point happened to me and a friend a few years ago, and during this time things happened. Now years later the man tells me one story, but then my friend remembered it another way. So it actually never happened at all. It was this guy whose family's a CIA magic family from, I don't know, thousands of years. You get what I'm saying here? Anyways, once you start instilling these different memories, the people, the men and women who are figuring this out about this dream weaving and these memory weaves and all these fake ideations and thoughts that they spread across the planet with their dream webs and their ether space connections and their shared unified web that's behind the scenes, behind the unified field. So like basically what you have is a bunch of people sitting in big chairs all over the world that we can't see. And they do it digitally, they do it magically, they do it financially, and they do it through franchises and businesses and branding worldwide. Different languages, different logos, same core group of people. So, but to manage these different memories, you can plant different memories about public figures. If you have a group of people that are really tight in music, you plant 2 or 3 different memories within different groups of the people. You can manage them with databases on computers internationally and globally to split up groups of, shall we say, aesthetics who have better ideas for the planet than funding bombing and murder rather than funding feeding people healthy food. So the aesthetics, the big chair, it's empty all over the world. But it's there all over the world. There's giants all over the world, invisible. And they travel freely. How did we go into this direction? Look at this, psychedelia. Look, I'm not here to say nothing. Mushrooms have been around forever. Psychedelic has been around forever. The thing that has changed is this these science things where they teach us chemistry with electrons and atoms and shared covalent electrons and manipulations and genetic splicing and stuff. You know, back in the day when they wanted to have oranges and apples that tasted like each other, they cut the bark of trees and hold them together and put a salve on it, and eventually when your apples and your oranges grow on those 2 trees where the bark has been peeled, you have such things. They taste like each other because the xylem and the phloem, what we call in science in the trees, they carry the water and nutrients up and down the trees, much like veins and arteries in the body and such. And that's how they used to do that. So there's like a lot of basic stuff with the flows of time being split up and people all over the world putting fake memories in about gigantic events. These crazy ideologies that we flew to the moon and landed some little object on the moon that you can go and look at in the Air and Space Museum in the Smithsonian here in Washington, D.C., and it's the size of smaller than an SUV, and you're telling me we put that on the moon in 1969 when Elon Musk cannot design an aircraft to fly in space to orbit properly, regularly. I just saw advertised that they want to put 1 billion robot dogs on Mars soon. If he can't even orbit the Earth, Elon Musk, with his own spaceships, we can't lie to people and say we're building 1 million robot dogs. So there's a lot of different things going on. But when you have all these different spliced dreams and memories that people manage throughout the planet through financial gain and power structure, New World Order shit, You have to remember one planet. The moon spins around the earth in 28 days. And every 13 times it does that, the earth spins around the sun. That's 1 year. Every year it's celestial mechanics. It's been that way infinitesimally as man has measured time for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Not just a couple thousand or a few thousand, like the textbooks from the United States in higher education will tell you. Now, you got to add on to the fact that with all these different dream weavers around the world, using technology is there. You have to remember that in the past, people used animals such as cat, dogs, and birds, not only to carry messages, but to act like cell phones, to transmit through your, say, your third ear or your ESP. So now what happens when they divert that? What happens when they put chemicals in people to, shall we say, magnetize their bodies towards different ways of thinking so different people can identify them easier and keep them into different stitches of time? But remember, it's all their mechanical wishy-washy rhyme, like a 12-month calendar with 30 days and 31 days, different months, and one that's 28 days, but every 4 years it's 29 days, when everybody knows that's just a fucking polluted mental haze. We have to get past the pharmaceutical method of giving party drugs to children and elders and veterans and people and telling them that they're medication. Because when your friends want to buy them on Friday night in college, that's when you understand different names for different games and different crimes. So you can't just look at this plastic, concrete time. You have to look beyond it. And that's when we get into the deep shit. That's when we're not even in this Supreme Court, Congress, and all the fucking nuclear bombs. They can bomb this. Bomb this shit into your brain. This shit is way beyond insane. People living deep in the electronical veins. Okay, we're going this way, we're going that way. Then the publication changed. Well, last year and the other day. Okay, it was, well, July 6th the first time. Then the second time, well, what time it was? It was April 10th. And then it was October last year when the Quran did that same thing. I don't know how it happened, but I'm that fucking thing. So the thing is like this, since I grew up in the middle of their sand machine, in their sandstorm, in their fucking brain wish-wash-wash of Reston, Virginia, Fairfax County, where the richest people own the world, and now they've got it all uncurled with different names and different games and different departments all over the world, but it's all the fucking same. They got yachts and planes, and they don't have to stand in lines. They use their brains. They pay for shit, and they don't play fucking games, and they don't gamble. It's all a fucking scramble. Okay, so when you go past the big chair and you think, oh no, I lost my hair. You didn't. You're actually thinking quite clearly. They wish you'd fucking stop talking, start rocking, and get a bunch of beers. Say cheers. It's Friday, football, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That shit to make you forget about what's important and not about your debt. Because guess what? While everybody was looking that way, everybody looked that way. We tended to say it was okay to bail out a bunch of bankers who were basically buying our brothers and sisters and using hard drugs and fucking giving us stupid smiles and media hugs. The problem with that is it fucking bugs. And it bugs my brain. It drives me very, very fucking crazy, but not insane. And the thing is like this, we have a lot to gain if we get our shit together and just go up the street, man, because it's Congress where they fucking vote on this. And if they do this shit properly, then we can get this shit together. Because guess what? How did we get into this weather? $3 trillion 16 years ago is what this country owed. But we bailed out all these fucking hard drug people who buy our brothers and sisters like hoes, then throw them in the garden like trash and rubbish so they could get a new fucking human dish. The thing is like this. I'm sick of this fucking shit, and we don't need fucking millions and millions more like me 40 years from now because I'm 50. And it started happening, was younger than 10. So take it way back then and take it up to now. Fuck these people and fuck them now. So like this. You have to understand this is all mechanically planned with hundreds of years, man. But we've got the underhand turned to the upper hand. Disempowerment, empowerment. And don't forget how they give you that fucking breath mint and that shower towel and all those hints. La-di-da-di, come over here. Hey, winky wink. It's all cheer. A 200 glass for a fucking champagne. Oh, look, it's some flesh that you fucking gain. Oh, you got pregnant, have another abortion again. People complain about them killing babies in Gaza, but get abortions here and calling it something else as any fucking thing but infanticide. So anyways, let's take it back to the time ship ride. What I'm going to do now is just end it quick. But what I'm going to tell you is I turn the fucking time on this stick. Okay? It's a brick. April 10th, John 3 became John 1. My name is Nathaniel, and I'm the one. And then on back in July 6th, 2 years ago, John, Matthew, Mark, and Luke changed the names from Matthew and Mark. It used to be Bartholomew and Nathaniel. Now it's 3 lists and it's Bartholomew. The Quran last October, and I'm not fucking over. Just people need to fucking calm the fuck down in every fucking city and every fucking town and start looking around. If you start to look, see who's the fucking true crook, the evil people all over the planet. So that we, 100% I'm good, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I make art. And this is from my heart. And they fucking twisted everything from the start. But these doctors like them Batman movies where they gas your families and make you go all crazy and groovy and smoothie. Like that bag on his head with the motherfucking worms. When the Batman shit happens, you start to squirm.
You all right?
Yeah, man. How you doing? You good, bro?
Just want to make sure you all right, bro.
Oh, yeah, brother. I'm just making a recording here about psychedelic time and how they fuck minds, fuck people and that, you know what I'm saying? And then how we're bringing time back together. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I'll just put some video of like you know how the buses sometimes go the wrong way and you're like, what the fuck? So I recorded the 36 cutting through Capitol Hill the other day, and there wasn't no parade or nothing. So I recorded starting on, near Trader Joe's. Then we took a right up. Just like at the Starbucks, we took a right. You know what I'm saying? And cut through, like behind the Shakespeare Theater, behind the fucking Congressional, what's that? Library of Congress, behind the Supreme Court. Cut up across through that motherfucker, then cut up way up and then cut down like 8th Street and shit, but on the 36.
36 don't go that way. You know what I'm saying? But I videotaped this like,
But you know why they probably did that though?
What?
Do you know they doing a lot of street work?
Man, who knows? They've been doing
That's just like the day I saw up on Robinson Place on 15.
Yeah.
They blocked all that off because they
Yeah.
put a new blacktop down.
What about this? Do you know that they
So
can turn
did you check that out?
No, but did you know they could turn the subways underground, turn them all the way around like those pizza plates like they do with
Exactly.
trains? Did you know they could do that?
But did you hear what I just said?
Yes, yeah, could be road construction. Yeah.
You gotta think about that, man.
Could happen.
The government can do certain things, but certain things you can't do,
Yeah.
dog.